Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So before starting this video, in case if you are new to my channel, I would be happy if you take a moment and please subscribe to my channel. So now moving ahead to the video, first you need to download the Visual Studio Code or any text editor for coding of this game. So first you need to make up three files. One is .html, .css and .js, which will be based on these three files. So you need to copy this path and then put up in your Chrome browser. So basically this is a program which we will run locally first and then deploy later. So as you can see, I have opened up my path over here. Usually in Windows you will see it as C: and the project name. So here first you need to put up HTML and you get all these extensions. Now we will give the title name as Tic-Tac-Toe, since this is what we are going to build now. So after this, the important thing to be considered over here is we need to link this HTML with .css. So you need to take this project.css file and put it in our link so that HTML and CSS are both connected. So once you connect that, we will put up our heading, which is a h1 tag as a tic-tac-toe. So once we do that, we can save and run. So as you can see, HTML shows a tic-tac-toe. Now for this, one more thing we need to do is add a Bootstrap CDN to this. So first you need to go into the Chrome and go for Bootstrap CDN, and then you need to just copy this link and then put up in our code. So this is just to give a proper outlook, good font size to our HTML size. So once we save it and refresh this page, as you can see, the font size has completely changed. So this is how it looks. So now to add the logic to this HTML, we need to link the .js file, which is a JavaScript file. So we need to add a tag script and put up the name of .js file as project.js and link it. Just save it and then refresh it. So we can also add it as a welcome to Tic-Tac-Toe in our heading to make it more precise. So this is how it exactly looks. So after this, we will make a container, or we will add a div tag to have a good background to this in the class container. And then we can add one more tag for this div tag with the class Jumbotron as well. So you need to put up this heading inside this tags. So this is a Jumbotron which gives a background to the heading. So I'll just put up this heading h1, which is a h1 tag into this class, and I'll remove this and just save it. So we'll refresh this and it looks nice now, better than what it was looking before. So after this, we will add a para tag to this. Just put P and then you will get a para tag, and we can write it as get ready to play this game, or just get ready to play. I'll save this, and as you can see here, how it looks. After this, we will add a button tag to this. So here I have mentioned the ID as B, and this is the class button. No need to hide this, you can just see from here and then put up your button. So we need to name this button as restart. So I'll just put up the button name as restart so that it looks good. So just after this, we will go add tables to this. So here we need to mention table and align it to the centers. So TR is a table row and TD are the cells. So here we will be having 3 cells on each row. So this is TD. Now we will copy this and repeat like 3 times to have 3 rows for this. So once we do that, we will just save it and refresh Chrome browser. Here we didn't get anything because we need to set up a file with the size. So now coming towards the .css file, here we need to mention the height and width and text aligned, border and the font size, so that we can see our columns and rows. So TD is basically the cell. We have mentioned the CSS of cell. So I'll just put X in one of the cell, and you can see X appears over here. So for this we need to add some logic now. So for this we will go ahead to our .js file. So here we need to first work on restart button. Here we will declare a variable with document.querySelector by adding the id b. So next we will work on grabbing all the square by declaring a variable square and document.querySelector all by declaring the id td. So once you click on restart button, so to clear all the squares of the function, we need to create a clear board function for this. So after this we will add an event listener via the click of the board. It should clear by the restart button. So we will create a function that will check the square markers with if or else conditions, whether if it is x 0 and null in the box or the square marker. So after this we will just save this. Here I have mentioned the id as 1, and just we will save this and we will run to see how it exactly looks like. So here this logic works. So this is how you exactly can play or create a game in just 5 to 10 minutes of your spare time. And you can, this actually runs in a local server. You can deploy it to any platforms like Heroku, Python Anywhere or AWS to make it work good. You can add the image tag as well to make it look more good. If you like this video, please do subscribe my channel